This episode is sponsored by Develop with Tim. You guys looking for a speaker to come and talk about finances to your organization, school, business, nonprofit, after school program? We got it. If you guys are looking for some financial literacy books, we got it. And if you guys are just wanting to have a one-on-one or just want to reach out for a couple questions, we got you covered. Click the link that's in the description or visit developwithtim.com and let us go ahead and take care of you. Now let's go ahead and get into the episode.
Aim for the stars, never stop at the sky. Anything that make you better, you should give it a try. If you really want to win, you got to give it a chance. I was lost way before I started taking a stance. Money all over the world, but it's all up to you. And everything that I learned, I'ma tell it to you. You have a gift, all you need is a goal. Footsteps waiting to happen, all you need is a road.
Hey, welcome to another edition of the Win-Win Podcast. And y'all know they're bringing that heat the past episode after episode after episode. And today is no different. I'm going to have a dope guy right here, Jalen. And we've been trying to get this thing going, y'all. And he said he's going to be here by any means. So we got him busy today and he had to fit us in. So without further ado, Jalen, man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Well, I'm Jalen Washington. I'm the owner and creator of LaQuincy Productions. I'm a photographer and a videographer, and I'm getting into modeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting into it. Everybody keeps wanting me to do it, so I've been practicing on myself.
Okay. Shoot. So what's that modeling life been like so far?
Oh, it's been interesting. Actually, I did this one shoot when it snowed here in South Carolina, and I saw everybody out here playing in the snow, taking pictures and everything. I was like, man, I got to get in on that. So I set up my stuff. It was cold, the wind was blowing, my equipment was falling over, but I got the pictures and I took them and I posted them. And I actually got invited to a fashion show in May from those pictures.
Oh, just from the pictures?
What you say?
I said just from those pictures?
Just from those pictures, yeah, just like that.
Man.
You never know what can happen, you know. I tell people just go out there and try something. Like everybody just like, how you taking pictures of yourself? A tripod, and you use your timer, and that's all you do. You just damn snap until you get you a good photo.
For sure. And man, a lot of people who be wanting to give up early, this is why we tell them not to give up, because you can just be one picture away from getting invited to a fashion show. So that's dope.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't easy though when I first started. Like, so the craziest thing how I got started in photography, I got stabbed and I was protecting my mom and everything. Somebody was trying to they were walking up on her trying to like jack her and shit, but luckily I was there and we ended
Language.
up. I'm sorry. So somebody was trying to protect my mom, and I was there to protect her. And unfortunately, the guy had a knife, and I didn't know that. So I got stabbed, and like I literally almost died. Like the doctor, she told me I had a guardian angel over me. She's like, I don't know what you got to do in this life, but you're meant to do something. She's like, because you should have died, but you did. So I took that. I lost my car, lost my apartment. Like I ended up losing my job because I had to stay out of work so long. But then I ended up getting like this dead end job, and things were just real rough. This was like 3.5 years ago. Things were just real rough. And I was getting an income tax, and I was like, yo, should I get a car or should I get a camera? I was like, because people have been telling me I'm really good at taking pictures. I was like, but I need a whip. I need to be able to get around. I'm tired of asking for rides. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna take a gamble. So I brought the camera, and I brought some equipment with it. And over time, I brought more equipment. And just with me having that ambition, buying that camera, 2 weeks later, I got my first gig. Like just talking my way through the door. Like, no, I'm not no professional, but I was talking like I was one. I got the equipment, you know, and this lady, she let me shoot her event. And the craziest thing about that story is I was bartending for that event, and she came up to the bar, and I was talking to her about the pictures that were on the screen during the slideshow. I was like, yo, whoever took your pictures, they didn't do you justice. She was like, yeah, it was me. She's like, I'm sorry. She was like, I'm trying. She was like, she's like, I really been looking for a photographer. I was like, well, yo, you're in luck. I was like, I'm a photographer. I was like, I can take a picture. She was like, oh my God, how much would you charge me? And I didn't know the lingo back then, you know what I'm saying? But I knew I was smart enough not to like short myself. So I was like, well, what's in your budget? You know, what can you afford? Or
Ooh.
she was like, well, I got extra $300 that I can spare. Is that okay? In my head, I'm only thinking $100 because I don't know nothing about photography. I was like, yeah, that's real good.
We can make that work. We can make that work.
I'm telling you. So I went into the next day, dressed up. I was in all blue, and I had on like brown accents. I had on my brown belt, brown shoes, and all that. Looking good, looking clean. She walked up there and she gave me a check of $300. And she was like, just shoot pictures of everything and just make sure you get everything. And I did. And ever since then, I was up. And I just been going hard ever since. And just been learning different things. And I'm here now. Like, I'm proud of myself, actually. Like, I didn't even think I was going to make it this far. Honestly.
Listen, man, to overcome all of that, for one, I'll just say, like, that's tough. So I salute you, man, and I'm glad that everything did work out in your favor. I mean, it was unfortunate of what happened to you, and I know that was scary. But
It
man, for
definitely
you to,
was. It definitely
and
was.
I'm not gonna say for you to, come out of it and not basically base your whole life upon it, and just say, you know what, this happened to me. I'm not gonna be anything. I lost everything. I'm gonna just stay here. You was like, nah, I'm bigger than this. Like even though the lady told you that, you also had to believe and had to go out and execute yourself, man. So I definitely like commend that because that's brave. There definitely is, and that shows a lot of confidence and all of that.
Yeah, you gotta. One thing I've learned a little bit more about myself. So, I was raised in South Carolina on and off,
Mm,
but I'm from Florida and I've lived in like 12 different states. Like I've been to 4 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and 2
mm,
high schools. So I mean, I've met a lot of different types of people, a lot of different backgrounds. I call myself a chameleon because I have learned how to really adjust in any situation at any given time, because I can live in a place for 3 months and we move. I can live in a place for 6 months and we move, and it's not
right.
just like we move from one
House
neighborhood
to
to another,
house. Yeah.
going from South Carolina all the way up to the Poconos. Like it's different, you know what I'm saying? Like I've lived in New York, like I lived in Miami, I've lived in excuse me, I lived in Georgia, I've lived in South Carolina, North Carolina, I've lived in Virginia, I've lived in New Mexico. So I've been quite a few
All over.
places. I really think that is why I am as confident as I am, and why I
Hmm.
grab life by the horns and like I really fight back and I give it my all. It's
Right.
just because like I ain't never really had it easy. Like I've always had to figure it out. Like I ain't never
Right.
been like the woe is me type of person. Like, you know, I just got to figure it out and
Yeah.
basically just do the best that I can do and overcome any obstacle like gracefully, like no matter what it is.
What's up? For sure. Now, I do have a question though. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I know you said you're in the hospital, and the lady was like, "Oh, you had to have had a guardian angel over you," and I'm excited. I want to know what you're gonna do next. Once you started like getting back healthy and stuff like that, what kept you going forward though? Like, what was your why?
Honestly, I tell you the why. When I was actually on the hospital bed, like I felt me like transitioning. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm,
I literally held on to the strings of life only because for my mom. My mom, she just
mm,
lost her sister, and then she just lost her dad. You know what I'm saying? And I knew my mom couldn't handle a third death, not her baby, not her son. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
right.
nah, I gotta hang on because mom, dude, she ain't gonna make it. I said, mom, dude's gonna go down. And I was like, nah, you gotta hang on. I was like, hang on. So that's the real reason why I hang on. But once I
Mm,
actually started getting back healthy, like I was taking pictures with an iPhone 6, like
yeah.
literally, like, and that's when I was like, you know what, if I can take pictures like this with this iPhone, I'm gonna get a camera. Like that's what I did.
Sure.
So it led from an iPhone 6 to a camera to where I am now. So.
Okay. So and that's like I said, that's definitely strong. So again, kudos, man. I salute. But now my next question is the name of your company, LaQuincy Productions. How did you come up with that name?
Actually, LaQuincy, so my name is, okay, so I'm Haitian and Dominican, and
Okay.
my dad pronounces my name Jalen. My mom pronounces my name Jalen. So my name is, how my dad pronounces it is Jalen LaQuincy Washington, and LaQuincy is my middle name. So that's how I
Okay.
with LaQuincy Productions, because I want to incorporate my name in it, but I didn't want to be like Jalen's Media or Washington's Incorporated, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be a little different. Nobody's going to have the name LaQuincy Productions ever, because
Nah,
I
man,
don't
that
believe.
sounds luxurious.
You know what I'm saying? You said it what?
Oh, I said, and it sounds luxurious as well too, like
It's French.
elegant.
It's French. It's supposed to.
It's listen, boy, listen, man. Hey, I was born and raised in South Carolina. No other background, so when I hear things that sound good, hey, I'm just like, hey. But that's dope though, for real, for real. Now, so you got your name. Did you start taking pictures first? Like once you brought your camera, did you already know what you wanted to name your company? Or was it like, oh, I'm just a photographer and then you had to figure it out?
It was like, I brought the camera. I really didn't know what I was gonna call myself. So I had like all these different names, and I was going through it, and I had told a name actually at that a party I was bartending. I was passing out my like little cards and stuff, but I didn't have a name. I just had my
Yeah.
information on it. But I was passing them up. I was passing them out. Uh, and, and the lady was like, "Well, what's the name of your company?" And I was like, I told her the name. I'm not gonna tell you the name because it was no, not gonna do that. But she was like, I don't. She was like, I don't get it. She was like, I don't think that's gonna work. I was like,
What,
you don't
hold on,
think?
hold on, hold on. What is it?
No, we can't. Because she was like, because it's not nothing crazy. It was called Idle Storm Productions, but she's like, a storm can't be idle. That doesn't make any sense. I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. I was like, so we're gonna let that go. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something with my name. And so I was trying to do something with Jalen, trying to do something. I was like, I didn't like him. So I did LaQuincy, and I was like, well, what can it be? It's LaQuincy Media, LaQuincy, outlet, LaQuincy Productions. I was like, I like that. So I said LaQuincy Productions, and I stuck with it. So I
Okay.
never changed it since then.
All right. I like that. I like that. And man, the first name wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be though, for real. Because I heard of some crazy business names, man. I promise you. So it's all good.
Oh, yo,
Now,
business name, like, I was like, yo, she gonna have to change that one. She gonna have to change that one. Because it was like, who the F thought this? It was Nay. I was like, oh, they gonna have to change that. They gonna have to change that, for real.
listen, the business name is critical though, for real. But man, that was a laugh right there. Um, so all right, so you got your camera, you get your name, you get established, and I will ask you next is what do you feel was the biggest obstacle you overcame, or no, not even the biggest obstacle. What do you think was the most challenging part about getting started?
Believing in yourself, like
Mm,
seeing so much great work around you, and like you can either use it as inspiration, or you can be envious and let it like tear you down, because that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They don't see
mm,
that just because somebody else is doing good, it is a reflection on their worth. Like, I just
right.
used it as like, you know what? If they are shooting this good, if they got here, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, just keep going, Jalen. You can do it. I was like, you got this. I was like, and now I'm shooting like what I first saw that impressed me. So that's why I'm really at all, is because I'm at the level that when I first started, like when I saw that picture, I was like, I saw pictures like how I'm taking and now like, yo, that's certified, and I'm able to do that now. Like it's mind blowing. So it's just like it's crazy.
And that's dope because your picture is fire. All right, I don't just tell everybody. I don't give everybody compliments now, but man, your work is fire.
I appreciate it. I put my soul into every shoot. I put my soul into it.
And
Even when
honestly,
I don't feel like it, yo, like I still like it's something about that atmosphere, something about that's like just spirit. Like when I pick up that camera, I go somewhere. Like it's just I
so
transform into yeah.
you say you transform into what?
Well, I transform into like I say like my higher being, like my higher self, my true form.
I
So
got you. I got you. I was going to ask, was photography something that you saw yourself doing when you was like little, or was it something you just kind of grown fond of over the years?
I I actually thought I was gonna be a chef, like
Mm,
coming all up through school, and then at the last moment, I got into like really I got into like what fashion merchandising, like vendors and
right.
stuff like that. Like I got into that, and I went to school for it in New York. Like I went to
Mm,
the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan. Um, and I went there and I learned some things, but it wasn't for me, and I left it. I left the school and I was
mm,
just like, this is not what I want to do. So really, like it took me going through coming into my adulthood to figure out what I wanted to do because I went through some crazy things after I left college, like crazy
right.
things. I moved a lot of places. I went through a lot of, I'm just gonna say crazy things because I'm gonna keep it PG. And that's all. I really just had to like fumble many bags. I
Hmm.
fumbled a lot of bags to get to
So,
where I am now. I just tell people no matter how many times you mess up, just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. Like Aaliyah said, you know what I'm saying? You just always have
try
to just pick
again.
yourself up, and try again. And don't never give
So,
up. Like no matter how it looks. I always tell myself that. Like, and I actually got I get into it in a little bit. I actually got cards that these cards that I keep with me every day. They look raggedy too, but I keep them with me every day, and I read them to me because I have to remind myself on this on a daily because it's a daily thing. I tell people it doesn't just happen overnight. Like it's a daily transition. You have to speak life into yourself every day.
and those are what affirmation cards?
You can say yeah. I'll label them as affirmation,
Okay.
but it's just like
Um,
reminder.
oh, can you say that again? It broke up a little bit.
Oh, it's just little reminders that I tell myself every day. That's it.
Okay. Because I heard of the method where some people say they keep five cards. They'll have five quotes on one side, five affirmations on the other side. And I tried it, but my discipline was bad at the time, so I wasn't always taking my cards with me. So what I ended up doing was in my phone on my calendar, I put a reminder in there for every day.
That's a
You
great
said what?
thing because if you're the type of person to be on your phone, like that's the perfect place to do it. Because if you can't keep up with no cards, like you gonna lose them. Like it's a natural thing. So yeah, tell anybody go to your little notes, put them into your
Yeah,
phone, and go back to it.
yeah. Cause
That's it.
and on the calendar, I put that reminder in there for 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, and I have six affirmations I tell myself every day. So it'll pop up. It say click and repeat. So I'm telling myself what to do. Now, if I swipe up and I just miss it without saying it, then I have to hold myself accountable. I gotta
Right.
look in the mirror and say, "Dang, I mean, I saw the notification. No excuses, right?
You know what I'm
Can't say I
saying?
left
But
these
we
things
are
at home." So what?
look, we are human. We are gonna make mistakes. We just gotta, like you said, hold yourself accountable. When you mess up, tell yourself you messed up. You know what I'm saying? Do better. That's
Right,
it.
that's a fact. Now, a few minutes ago, you were saying how you found out that the fashion industry wasn't really for you like you thought it was, and it wasn't your passion, and you had to fumble a couple things. What would you say has been the biggest either loss or lesson that you've learned so far in your journey becoming a
Um,
photographer?
honestly, um, I'm a I'm gonna say a story, but I'm not gonna go into the story. Honestly, I was dealing with the wrong people. Like this is my homeboy for a long time, even though I moved, but my homeboy is definitely about the bag, and I definitely was on a money mission, and I shouldn't have done a couple things. And honestly, like getting caught up with like the law and stuff like that, like that stuff isn't fun.
Mm-hmm. So you said that's the biggest lesson.
So yeah, when I was like 18, 19, like doing 20, doing dumb things young kids do. I learned my lesson at a very young age, and I ain't going back. I ain't messing up no more, not like that. So, it was really just figuring out what my skills were and what I can do. And it took me a while. Like it took me getting stabbed to damn pick up a camera, honestly. Like, excuse me, it took me getting stabbed to pick up a camera.
We got to get you a little jar. Every time you slip a word, you got to give me $1.
I counted that was
but
like 5. I'm trying.
but you good, man. Shoot. What I was about to say. So okay, I remember what I was about to say. So you said like you was around 18, you was getting basically around the wrong crowd. Now, for let's say someone in my audience, they're going through the same thing right now where they're on that money mission and they are doing the wrong things at the moment. What type of advice would you give them?
If you got, especially if you got your mama or an adult or somebody in your ear, and you know how you feeling yourself, you an adult now, you 18, and nobody can tell you nothing, you ain't trying to listen to them. Even if you don't want
Mm,
to, listen to them. Because 9 times out of 10, you gonna come back, you gonna be like, yo, you was right. I should have listened to you. When you was there giving me that, excuse me, when you was giving me that advice, I should have listened. Because Cause I kid you not, like my mom used to run some real game on me, and I used to be like, "Nah, I got this. I got this. Nah, it ain't like that." And everything she said, it was just like that. So I would say, listen to your gut. When your gut is ringing and your gut is telling you not to do something, don't do it. That's it. Your gut's never
okay.
wrong. Because every time you go against your gut, you be like, "Man, I told myself not to do it. I told myself not to do it." Now look at me in this situation that I could have prevented.
Mm, I got you. I got you. I
Pay
like
attention
that. I like
to
that
your
advice.
surroundings and pay attention to your surroundings too. Like pay attention to who you hanging with, who you dealing with. Everybody ain't your friend.
That's heavy right there. So now, when you started separating from those people, did you immediately see a change in your life too, or was it more so? Because you say you
Um,
learned at a younger age, and then you said it
I
wasn't until
did.
you
It
got.
was it was the it was the birth of my nephew that really slowed me down. Honestly, like because I helped like bring him, like help raise them. So it was like honestly, it was like me experiencing like fatherhood. So it was
Mm,
like okay, I need to cut things out. Like he brought me out of it. I was in a dark place, like honestly, like and he brought
right.
me out of a dark place. So to see like the joy in this little child and everything, me like seeing him grow and me being a part of that, and just knowing that there's somebody that is dependent on me. Not even though it's not even my child, it's just the thought that one day I might have kids. So this is I need to take this seriously, because I can use
Mm,
whatever I'm learning now on my kids. So that's how I
right.
treated it. So I came out that place. Like I always say, I love my nephew to death because he's the reason why I came out of a dark place too.
And that's good, man. Like, and what's crazy is to think, like, what if something, like, what if the nephew never was born? It's like, dang, where would we be at? You know?
Exactly. Like I always think about stuff like that. 'Cause I'm like, yo, if some of this stuff never happened, where would I be?
So yeah, man. So that's the simple things in life, man. We just, I don't know. It's crazy. Now, I'm gonna shift over to the business side a little bit more. As far as photography, though, man, if someone want to get into photography, what would you tell them about it?
Um, if you really want to get into photography, it's like everybody's a photographer nowadays. Like it's a really steep, like competitive market and game. So if you're really going to become a photographer, like get out here and shoot and learn your style. Don't be don't try to mimic somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can use it as inspiration, but it's not until you find your style and you find like what you're good at and you home in on that and you really work on that until you really find out what you're going to do with it. Because, and like I said, photography is not for everybody. You might figure out that it ain't for you because it ain't easy, honestly, but it is. Like, if it's for you, it's easy. Because to me, like, photography is a getaway. Like, I go somewhere and I'm able to transform this basic place that you can't see what I see, but I'm able to bring it to life and I'm able to capture that in a picture form so you can actually see what I see through the lens of my life or how I look at life. So I think it's pretty cool. Um, but definitely, like I said, get out there and shoot, figure out your style and go from there. And definitely figure out what kind of licenses you want to get. Definitely get insurance for your business. Like right now I'm in like the still the beginning stages of figuring out how to get this like free money and like grants and stuff like that, because I my next
Right.
goal is to get myself building because I'm moving. So once I move to Greenville, my goal is to get
Oh,
grants to
shout
be
out
able to
Greenville.
So I'm moving out there because it's close to Atlanta, it's close to Charlotte. Like I got a lot
Yeah.
of connections places, so I said it's the perfect place for me to move. And then I get to being a new stomping grounds because I never really been to Greenville, but I heard a lot of good things about it. So
Yeah, man. Sure. As I grow, I'm become a more established and well known speaker, man. I'm gonna have to have you come and be my videographer to these events.
hey, with it. Hey, I'll be a guest speaker too. I'm with it too. Let me stop.
You a speaker too? You a speaker?
I well, my one of my goals is to become a motivational speaker. Like that's one of my goals is to be able to go out here. And that's why I did the podcast to be able to like sit here and like just sit here and talk. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never
Yeah.
done one before, but I'm excited to get into it because I see I see who I am when I'm talking to people, and it's like I'm able to really kind of like resonate with everybody. Like I really kind of like can talk to people. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I like it. So I told myself I'm gonna do it. So yeah. So yeah, if you
That's
ever want
good.
to guest speaker, you ever want to train you, or you want to be my mentor, definitely. All right, shoot, teach me the ropes.
Listen,
Teach me the ropes.
don't tell me that now, cause listen, I be on people for real. You tell me what you want to do, we're gonna get you there for sure.
Hey,
And you saying it on the podcast, so my audience they gonna know. They're gonna be like, they gonna hey Tim, what's up with Jalen? They're like, you a speaker yet? So
right.
now we gotta actually make this thing happen. But after the episode, we'll talk for sure.
Bad, bad. Well, um, question: did you want me to tell them the my affirmations?
Oh, that's up to you. I honestly feel like for my guests, man, you guys can go as deep as you want to go. Like if you want to tell them your affirmations, you can. If you want to give them examples of some, you can. It's up to you.
Okay. Okay. I'm looking at. Okay, so basically, this is what I try to go through every day. And I try to read them out loud because reading out loud is important. It's
Don't
because
tell them you try to do it. Tell them you do it, because you do it.
huh?
I said, don't say you
What you say?
trying when you actually do. You say you're trying to do it,
Oh,
but you tell me you're doing it. So
oh,
you gotta say I'm doing this. Yeah, speak that thing into existence.
exactly. So um, number one is loving myself honestly. Like a lot of people really don't love themselves. A lot of
Mm,
people are out here doing a lot of things for others, and they truly aren't doing it for themselves. So I always tell myself, I got to start with me first. Like love yourself honestly every day, through the good and bad. Um, Understanding that you are not alone and you have to find comfort from within. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like through their busy life, they don't really have a lot of people that that are in their life because everybody seems like they're too busy. But you got to understand that's all right. It's life. We're adults. That's things that we go through, and you got to find comfort from within yourself. Um, Number three is forgiving and letting go. Learn to control your emotions to master life. Like when you think negatively, you move negatively. So whenever you go through something, always try to control yourself, come to center, and get back to ground zero because that's the only way you're going to make the most effective decisions. So I try not to make decisions out of anger. Like I literally will just be like, I can't talk about this right now.
I like that.
Um, Number four is, like I said, no negative thinking, period, especially when it comes to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't speak negative, even if you're playing, like, don't speak negative things into your life because, like I said, things come into fruition. Things come into existence. So if you're going to speak negatively about yourself, they're going to happen. So I try to keep that. Giving myself more credit. Like, I'm hard on myself. This is number five. Like, so I
I feel
try to
that.
give more credit on my work, on my craft, over things I'm doing. Just because I haven't hit certain like checks on my list that I want to get done this year doesn't mean I'm not doing well. And I got to make sure that I give myself that props. Um, Number six is studying more and really gaining a master of sense with the spirits and your ancestors. Like I really dig into learning you know who I am and where I come from, and so I can know where I'm going.
Right.
Um, Number seven is studying trades and stocks and any form of wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's a game. They want us to play the game. You got to learn this stuff, play this game very well. So I try to learn, even if it's just something one time a week. Like I'm getting better at it, but I'm trying to put myself on learning this so I can play the game better. Um, to me, this is the most important one. Is mastering different forms of breathing, so you can gain a higher um, level of consciousness.
You said
Um,
breathing, like the breath.
Breathe like your breathing techniques, like literally
Oh,
breathing. Literally is a form of its own kind of like meditation. So like
I
I
got you.
try to learn different breathing techniques to keep myself centered. That's how I can get myself calm. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's
Right,
kind of
right.
like tied together. All these things are like kind of tied together within one. And unplug from like the social medias and stuff. Like I do that at least like twice a week. Like I'll get off everything and I'll go out into Mother Nature, go by the river or something, or like just connect with it. To me,
Sure.
it's just about balance. Like I try to keep life very balanced, and those pretty much are the little things I go by every day.
Man, I love that. That's dope because that's for one, a lot of it is self awareness, and then a lot of it is who you want to become. And the other side of it is just focusing on yourself and making sure that you are balanced. I like that.
Exactly.
Sure, now you got me wanting to tell them my stuff, but now this about y'all, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm
but
good.
but yeah, man. So I appreciate you for sharing those. Now I got another. Well, if anyone in the audience wanted to reach out to you and either a book a photo shoot to get you as a videographer, or they just wanted to reach out to you to pick your brain, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
You can reach out to me honestly on Instagram, on Facebook. It's the same thing, LaQuincy Productions. My numbers on Facebook, like my business number, so I'm always available on my business line, so you can always hit me up there. My email address is laquincyproductions@gmail.com. You can email me if you need to. Any way you need to contact me, like I'm about it. Like I'm about money, and I'm definitely going. If it's an opportunity, I'm definitely with it.
For sure. All right. Now, before I ask my very last question, I got a good question to ask. I don't know if it's for the audience or for me, but I'm gonna still ask it. Now, do you have a camera or a recorder that you like the most, or that you would recommend to the people if they wanted to get into it?
Honestly, I would say try them all. Like, I don't want to say go out there and buy them all, but if you got a friend or uncle or somebody, you know what I'm saying, try the different cameras. Honestly, like, I watched videos and I looked at reviews of the camera, and I got a Nikon, and you know how people talk a lot of junk about Nikons. I like
Yeah.
Nikon. You know what I'm saying? To me, I'm gonna keep it frank. They all do the same thing. Like, that's just how. I don't care if it was a Canon. I don't care if it was, a Sony. I don't care. As long as it do what I needed to do. But there are some people out here who are literally diehards. They won't shoot with nothing else, talk trash about every other thing. To me, whatever you can get and whatever you can get the job done, because it's not about the camera. It's not about it's not about the most expensive camera or the most expensive lens. It's about the person behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the most expensive camera, but you would think I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm real good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just imagine once I do get the most expensive camera or the most expensive lens, like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell them to keep that in mind. Work with what you got. If you don't have a lot, buy what you can afford and elevate from there. Don't ever give up.
Talk to him. I hope he wasn't going to use this for the next question I'm about to ask you. But to wrap up the interview, I have all of my guests leave the audience with either their favorite quote or word of advice that they can go and win from. So, like I said, you can something that you say every day to yourself. I mean, you told us a list of things. It could be your favorite quote, or it could be something that you came up with yourself that they can either take, build up off of it, and go in, or they can say, "Oh, Jalen said this in the podcast. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna run with it."
That's so hard to pinpoint one. I really don't know. I really don't know. Because there are some quotes, but I don't have them right now. I should have been prepared with that one, because if I had one, this is one that I can't remember, but I know it changed my life. And it has to be from Les Brown. Like, I would leave with that. If you are going through something hard in your life and you need somebody to put some fire underneath your behind, look up Les Brown on YouTube. He is an older black gentleman. He's been speaking for a long time. He will put some fire underneath you. He will motivate you to get out here and find something to do. You feel me? So I'll leave you with that. Like, Les Brown.
All right. Y'all heard my guy. Y'all heard my guy. Go check out Les Brown. And Jalen, man, definitely appreciate the time today out of your busy schedule to hop on the podcast and just pour into the people. Man, we definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Anytime you want me on again, I'll be right back on.
All right, for sure. And you guys, y'all know, go ahead, listen up, look up Les Brown, take what he say, go and win. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? If you guys are looking for a speaker to come speak to your school, your organization, nonprofit, after-school program, look no further. Visit developwithtim.com, developwithtim.com. Fill out the speaker's intake form, and someone from the team will be in contact with you. Now, you guys, have a good day. Back to the episode. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I appreciate everyone for tuning into the episode. If you guys are looking for different ways you can support the podcast, visit us on Patreon. It's NextGen CEO, NXTGEN CEO. The link will be in the description for this episode. But again, anything you guys can do to support the podcast is very much appreciated. With the Patreon, there are a couple different tiers, so each one of them come with their own benefits. But again, go visit us on Patreon, NextGen CEO, NXTGEN CEO. And again, appreciate you guys.
You have a gift, all you need is a goal. Footsteps waiting to happen, all you need is a road.